It's been a little over a year since Mike Trout burst onto the big league stage, and in that time, he's seemingly done it all. But you can be sure he's never experienced anything like he will tonight when he looks into the stands at the Big A and sees thousands of Mike Trout fish hats peering back. Motivation? As if he needs any. It's Mike Trout Fish Hat Night at the Big A. I guess the only thing missing tonight would be a Guinness World Record of wearing those fish hats, but tonight is game number 2 at the Big A of this 4-game series against the Seattle Mariners. Hi, everybody. From inside the Big A and alongside my partner, Mark Gubas, I'm Victor Rojas. So glad you could join us for Angels Baseball once again here on Fox Sports West. And last night, of course, the Angels offense certainly came to life. 11-3 was the victory. 21 total hits, the most hits the Angels have had all season, and 3 shy of their home record. And it's really the 2-3 hitters for the Angels that got things going. Josh Hamilton and Albert Pujols.
Victor, so important to have those two guys, your main players as far as your lineup. Mike Trout, Trumbo are going to put up numbers, but you need Josh Hamilton and Albert Pujols to hit like they're capable of doing what they've done throughout their entire careers. And what I saw out of Josh Hamilton yesterday was patience at the plate. Not a lot of movement, not wasted movement, and getting some pitches to drive. One to left field, the next one a home run to center field. So you're seeing him with that weight shift and driving through the baseball. Albert Pujols has been red hot of late. Last 14 games hitting over 350 with 12 RBI. Reason why? He's getting himself into counts where he can drive the ball, do some damage. 4 hits last night. That's the 41st time in his career he has had a 4-hit game. So he's been that good. And the offense in general, balanced. Teoscar had 4 hits himself. 21 hits last night, 18 singles. 11 different Angels had hits last night. That's the kind of balance we've been waiting for a long, long time. They have those capabilities, putting up those numbers each and every game. Hopefully they'll continue tonight against Jeremy Bonderman.
Yeah, and that was on the offensive side, too. Jason Vargas did a terrific job. Dane De La Rosa for 2 innings as the Angels picked up their 3rd win on the homestand. It'll be Joe Blanton going up against Jeremy Bonderman as we're just about ready for baseball. Here's the Big A, so sit back and relax. Line up some first pitch when we return. Angels Baseball is brought to you by your Southern California Hyundai dealers. Come in and test drive the sleek, stylish Hyundai Sonata today. By Corona, who invites you to find your beach. And by Mercury Insurance. Get 2 Angels tickets with a fast, free auto insurance quote from Mercury Insurance. Log on at angels.com/Mercury to learn more. Gorgeous night for baseball here at the Big A. The Halos, after taking 2 of 3 from the New York Yankees, struck last night for Game 1 of this 4-game set against the Mariners. Tonight it is game number 2 on Mike Trout Fish Hat Giveaway night. And there are a lot of folks still piling into the ballpark, and they are wearing their hats, so they are excited that they've got the signature Mike Trout fish hat that Gooby is so kind enough to sport here in the broadcast booth. Joe Blanton and the Angels have taken the field, and we will check out Eric Wedge and his starting 9 for tonight. Seattle with the loss last night, now 31-40, and just a half game behind the Angels at 10.5 back in the American League West. Andy Chavez will lead things off. He's in right field. Nick Franklin is the rookie. He's at second base. Kyle Seager at third. Kendrys Morales is the cleanup hitter in DH. Raul Lavanja is back in left field. Justin Smoke activated off the disabled list today. Alex Liddy was shipped back out, so Smoke gets to start at first base. Mike Zunino is behind the plate. Michael Saunders at center. It's Brendan Ryan getting start at the shortstop position. Taking on Joe Blanton and looking to put it all together here tonight.
Well, Joe Blanton, 8-6 in his career versus Seattle with a solid ERA, 3.55 for Blanton. Worked out some things in a couple bullpen sessions with Mike Butcher. But I think the big thing for Joe Blanton is, like we talked about on the pregame show, is make sure he doesn't get predictable with his off-speed pitches. Still utilize his fastball, both sides of the plate, and then mix in his changeup, slow curveball, and solid slider.
Defensively for the Halos behind Blanton tonight, you got Mike Trout in left, Peter Borges in center, Josh Hamilton in right. The infield consists of Alberto Callaspo, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, and Mark Trumbo around from third to first, and Hank Congress behind the plate.
And Callaspo should be active in this game today for Joe Blanton, working that changeup down. 6 errors in his last 14 games, but prior to that, 36 games, only 1 error for Callaspo. Seems to have smoothed that out as far as his throws across the diamond. Quick hands also at third base.
Blanton comes into this ball game with that 1-10 mark. The one thing that he does is will pitch around the strike zone. He has given up a lot of hits. He leads the American League in hits allowed, 111 in his 76 2/3 innings. And he has struck out 52 while walking 14. Mentioned the 2 bullpen sessions with Mike Butcher in between starts. The last start for him was at Fenway Park against the Red Sox. What can you take away from that as a guy who's been around the big leagues for such a long time? What are the things that perhaps they were working on?
Well, I think it's more conversation. I mean, he knows his mechanics. Mike Butcher knows Joe Blanton's mechanics. It's all about the conversation. What Joe has to do to be successful. And when you have someone else you can bounce that off to, sometimes that can be very productive for a pitcher.
Andy Chavez looks at strike 1. The right fielder hitting .299 with a couple of home runs, 10 runs batted in. He promptly looks at strike 2. Andy had a 2-for-4 game last night, now with a 7-game hitting streak. Blanton works very quickly as the breaking ball is lined foul. Chavez may have broken his bat. Count remains at no balls and 2 strikes.
In the game plan with Hank Conger and Joe Blanton before the game, working on what they want to do in certain counts against certain hitters, the important thing for them. And is that rapport you need to have with your catcher, important tonight for Conger and Blanton.
Three pitches in, 3 strikes, another 0-2. And there's a swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. And there's the first down of the ball game. He had a strikeout, good change him down and away. You know, we were talking about it in the pregame show about Joe Blanton and what he needs to do tonight if he takes a page out of what Jason Vargas did last night. And that's a lot of what Vargas did last night with the off-speed.
Great changeup, running away from a left-handed batter. Right-handed batter also use that same type of changeup. Great little circle changeup for Joe Blanton. Set up a couple fastballs in, a curveball, then changeup away.
Nick Franklin, the second baseman, looks at his strike. He had a 1-for-4 game yesterday. It was a 2-run home run off Jason Vargas in the 3rd inning. Cut the Angels' lead to 4-2, and then the Halos, of course, dropped to 7th spot in the bottom of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss. Tardy on that fastball. An 0-2 count.
And Joe utilizing his fastball early in the game here. So in 6 pitches, 6 strikes. Good life on the fastball.
This one ripped into right field, a base hit, trying to come inside with another fastball. on an 0-2 count. And Franklin has himself a 7-game hitting streak. 1 out, 1 on for Kyle Seager.
Looked like Joe tried to bring that two-seam fastball, start at the hip of Franklin and bring it back in the inside corner, but missed location. So I've always been a big believer in that 0-2 pitch, fastball just off the plate on the outside corner. Makes the hitter think, is he going back out for the 4th pitch, or is he going to try something inside? That little doubt you create as a pitcher against a hitter gives you a better chance of getting him out.
First one's down and into Kyle Seager. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Seager had a 1-for-4 game, hitting .280. 8 home runs and 30 runs batted in. It's the everyday third baseman for Eric Wedge and the Seattle Mariners. Now 13-23 out on the road this year. 16-20 against the West. Franklin with a pretty good lead over at first base. Off speed, cut on and missed. 1-1.
You got to believe Seattle might have Franklin going. Pretty good speed. 2 stolen base in 3 attempts.
Check swing. They wanted appeal. He went around. Jim Reynolds, the third base umpire, rings it up 1-2.
Good hard slider. Real close. Did he cross the plate though? Back-to-back good sliders from Blanton against a very good hitter in Kyle Seager.
Another long pause for Blanton, trying to freeze Franklin over at first base. 1 out, 1 on, no score, just underway. Blanton struck out Chavez to lead off the game, and then Franklin with 2 strikes, base hit to right field.
And with Joe in the sunlight right there, Mark Trumbo trying to keep a lower target for him over at first.
This one's popped up on the infield. Mark Trumbo and Howie Kendrick, and it's Howie calling off Trumbo. Trouts.
Another good changeup from Blanton. So he's got to remember that so far he's gotten 2 outs, 1 with the strikeout, 1 with the pop-up on his changeup. And we all know Kendrys Morales, he's a guy that loves the fastball, so you want to try to avoid that, especially on the inner half against him. Try to sink a fastball away, but this is when you throw your curveball, slider, changeup.
First one to Morales, a swing and a miss. An 0-1 count. Kendrys went 0-for-4 yesterday, but did pick up an RBI late in the game on a ground out. A .278 average, 8 home runs and 36 RBIs. Blanton's last start came on June the 9th at Fenway Park. 7 runs, 6 earned. 8 hits, 5 innings of work. Franklin takes off. Conger drops the baseball. A stolen base for Nick Franklin. The man in scoring position now with 2 outs.
9 stolen base in 9 attempts against Joe Blanton this year. Franklin picked a changeup to go on. Good pitch to go off speed like that, and the transfer trying to be extra quick for Hank Conger, unable to get control of the baseball.
One on the way. There's a strike on the outside corner. Good location.
After a couple of changeups, he went with a fastball. No need to try to be tricky here right now. Stay with off speed.
Breaking pitch, rolled foul. The count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Last win and only win for Joe Blanton, May 23rd. That was in Kansas City. 2 runs, 7 hits, 6 1/3 in that one. Had just 1 strikeout, no walks. couple of glances back to Franklin. Just got a piece of it. Good off speed, tailing away from Kendricks.
I try another changeup, even run it off a little bit further off the outside corner. Was after a slow curve and a changeup, Morales is thinking in terms he's going to get a fastball here. It's when you go against that book and go with a changeup.
Another 1-2. Came inside, trying to sneak a fastball in. And that's where he got in trouble in Boston, trying to be too cute with that fastball into David Ortiz, hit the home run. Jared Saltalamacchia, a home run. Mike Carp, a hanging breaking ball.
That's where you can see that Morales was gearing up for a fastball, and he was ready for it. Pulled it foul, fortunately enough.
That's a byproduct, really. I mean, where the catcher, Hank Conger in this case, and the pitcher need to see the swings that are going on at the plate. Forget about the scouting report. Off speed, rolled over. There you go. Trumbo will feed Blanton, and the inning comes to an end. No runs, one hit, one left on. We will head to the bottom of the first. It'll be Trout, Hamilton, and Pujols coming up to face Jeremy Bonderman with no score. Position, so we're scoreless as we start at the bottom of the first inning. We'll check out the Angels starting nine as presented by Mike Scioscia. The Halos at 31-39, 10 games back in the American League West, and sitting in third place currently as Mike Trout will lead things off in left field. Josh Hamilton is in right. Albert Pujols to DH. Mark Trumbo, the cleanup hitter at first base. Howie Kendrick at second. It's Alberto Callasco at third. Eric Ibar, the shortstop. Hank Conger's doing the catching tonight, and Peter Borges bats ninth and will patrol center field as they take on the veteran Jeremy Bonderman. This will be his fourth start of the season.
Bonderman fastball 86-92, slider changeup. Average fastball down to about 90, a little over 90 miles an hour. When he first came up, he was averaging around 93 miles an hour on his fastball.
First one to Trout is in for a strike. Trout last night 1 for 4, had a sacrifice fly, picking up his 44th run batted it. 305 batting average, 12 home runs. This one's looped out to center field. The leadoff man is on board for the Angels. Defensively for Seattle tonight, it's Ibanez in left, Saunders in center, and Chavez in right field. The infield has Seager, Ryan, Franklin, and Smoke around from third to first, and Zunino's behind the plate.
And Brendan Ryan getting that start at shortstop. We've seen him make some spectacular plays at that shortstop position, although he has struggled this year with 9 errors in 59 starts. 965 fielding percentage, which is unusual for Ryan, but he seems to always be in the right place here, especially when he plays against the Angels.
Commanders team that has committed just 30 errors in their first 71 games as Hamilton settles into the batter's box. Trout diving back in. And this time of day with the ribbons of sunshine cutting through the upper portion of the stadium here. Trout will be in that sunshine having to deal with that. Every base runner will here in the early parts. Great shot right there. Hamilton takes downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes on Josh. We had a multi-hit game yesterday, 2 for 5. Including his 10th home run, the 2-run shot to straightaway center off the glove of Saunders and over the wall.
It's a pretty good challenge here for Trout, especially with Bonderman, who's quick to the plate. Zunino with a strong throwing arm.
Off the plate. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Just for a second there, Trout, as he was leading off, used that right hand to kind of shade his eyes a little bit. Most important part, you can imagine, trying to pick up the bottom half of Bonderman.
Yeah, to see when it would be a good time to go, especially because he's so quick to the plate. Hasn't allowed a stolen base yet this year.
2-0 outside. 3 balls and no strikes. We will quickly take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
And we talked about TNT. Everyone's a star. We talked about the entire lineup last night, all contributing. And, of course, Jason Vargas, too. So you look for everyone. Joe Blanton and this entire lineup to continue to build on that momentum they got as far as coming back in Baltimore and then a great series against the Yankees.
Josh looks at his strike on a fastball, 3-1 now. 21 hits last night for the Angels, season high.
18 singles.
John on board via the single. There's a 3-1. This is grounded towards second base. Franklin will feed Ryan for 1. It's a 4-6-3 double play, 2 down. So the base is clear. Albert Pujols will step to the plate. Albert has been red hot of late. 4 for 5 last night. Included a double and an RBI. Average of 266, 11 home runs, and 43 runs batted in.
Boy, 73rd double play the Angels have hit into this year.
Two balls and no strikes.
And here's tonight's Coors Light cold hard fact on Albert Pujols. 4 for 5 last night, a double and RBI. 41st time in his career he's had a 4-hit game for Albert the Machine Pujols. Cold hard fact is brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light. 41 times. Well, when you think of Pujols, you always think of home runs, but when you think about 4-hit games for him, that's amazing, the numbers he's put out throughout his career.
2-1, grounded short. Brendan Ryan's got it. The inning comes to an end. 1 complete here at the Big A, and we are scoreless. Coverage of tonight's game is being brought to you by the Minions, flying the Despicable Blimp, and Universal's animated comedy Despicable Me 2 in theaters July 3rd.
That is really cool.
It's perfect timing with the Mike Trout fish hat.
It is. It's
Despicable.
It's perfect game.
Ibanez, Smoke, and Zunino here the second for Seattle. We're getting the start out in left field once again. Has a 1-ball, no strike count. He had a 2-for-4 game last night. A couple of singles for him. .234 average, 13 home runs, and 33 runs batted in. Count even up 1-1 now. Both teams with one hit. Bland with 1 strikeout, 1 hit allowed in that first inning. That one misses low. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. And that is ripped out to right field. Hamilton is back near the wall. That is gone. A 1-0 Mariner lead. As Raul Ibanez hit his 14th of the season, leading off the second inning.
21st career home run against Angel pitching for Ibanez. A lot of career at-bats against Joe Blanton. His 14th hit and 50 at-bats against Joe. First home run, though. Now 8 RBI.
Get a fastball on the inside part of the plate.
Unless you're throwing a cut fastball inside where it's going to run off the inside corner, it's a very dangerous pitch when you try a 2-seam fastball, because any part of the plate you catch with that pitch becomes hittable.
14th home run that Blanton has allowed, and Justin Smoke gets into one, and it is back-to-back home runs. 2-0 Seattle. Justin Smoke just off the disabled list today. Picks up his 4th of the year.
th home run allowed this season by Joe Blanton. Another fastball, mislocation, inner half. And Smoke drives it out, his 4th home run.
Mike Scioscia is going to come out and talk things over with Bob Davidson, or pardon me, with Kerwin Danley, the first base umpire. See if someone reached over, perhaps maybe get a review of it.
Kerwin saying it went over the wall for sure, in his opinion. Mike Scioscia wants to make sure a fan didn't reach over the wall and make contact, and then the ball went over.
Kerwin Danley will come over and ask Bob Davidson, and we'll get together.
And it doesn't have to be reviewed. Looks like they may go in and check it out, though.
Well, it doesn't erase the fact that this location once again for Joe Blanton, again on a fastball. Go back and take a look at that Smoke home run. That's a home run.
Yeah, it's over the wall.
So we will take the time now, and Joe Blanton gets a chance to reflect on the 2 home runs he's allowed to start off the second inning. Pitch down and in on Raul Ibanez, and the same thing on Justin Smoke. Conger was set up outside. And Smoke's one of those guys that the struggles he's had in his big league career offensively from both sides of the plate. He's an off-speed candidate if there ever was one.
Oh, yeah, he's always had a tough time staying back. He has that swing. If you make a mistake on the inner half, he's going to crush it, but if you can change speeds, he's going to be out in front and roll over and hit a ground ball to second. Ibanez get a fastball inner half, about thigh high, and then the very next pitch, Smoke, fastball, thigh high, inner half, turns on it. Conger wanted that fastball away, and again, I thought he did a good job, Joe, as far as throwing a changeup the first at bat against Kendrys Morales out in front. you try to use that aggressiveness for a hitter with a changeup, because he's looking fastball, trying to turn early. Put a changeup out there. Create some doubt in their minds.
Well, to your point in talking about that two-seam fastball, or that the front door fastball that Jered Weaver has, a no-seam fastball, the counter effect to having that pitch and why it's effective for a guy like Jered Weaver, heck, even for that matter, going back Greg Maddux, who really made his living on that pitch on left-handed batters, is the fact, as you pointed out, the cut fastball. You've given the left-handed batter something else to think about on that inside part of the plate.
Yeah, because hitters don't want to be jammed. So you throw that four-seamer cut fastball inside, so you have that movement in on the hands. Then you throw the two-seamer, start at that same plane. They're going to give up on the baseball. But until you've established something that's cutting in on a left-handed batter, they're not giving up on that fastball. They're staying right through the baseball, and that becomes an extremely hittable pitch.
Not only that, it's part of the scouting report. He will throw two-seam fastballs into lefties, and there's nothing in the scouting report that says he's going to throw something else that's going to make you look even further in off the plate. It is affirmed a home run. So it is a 2-0 Seattle lead. Back-to-back home runs by Ibanez and Justin Smoak.
You can see the baseball clearly going over the wall. And then popping up and landing on top of the fence.
So nobody out here in the second. 2-0 Seattle. Here's Mike Zunino. Rookie catcher. Went 0 for 4 last night. Three for 14 so far in the big leagues. First one is in for a strike. It's Neil product of the University of Florida. First round pick last year. Third overall by the Mariners. Shooting .238 at AAA. Pronounces this one foul.
He looks like he's got a chance to be a pretty good catcher. Good hands behind the plate. Got good power. Got a good hard swing. Finally developing some position players. They've had a pretty good track record of late as far as developing pitchers.
Off speed, misses down and away. That's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Kirk Wentz has a lot of young players to deal with. He's got to be patient.
Fastball called, strike 3 on the outside corner. There's out number 1. Second strikeout of the game for Blanton. And before Michael Saunders steps to the plate, we'll check out our AT&T Twitter poll question of the series. Talking about the Seattle Mariners, biggest moment in Mariners history. Signing of Ichiro, Felix's perfect game, where the Griffey's going back-to-back. Senior and junior right here at the Big A. Tweet us your vote. The hashtags are below. Send it to @FoxSportsWest, and we will tally it up, give you a running total. And Felix's perfect game is leading last night. Saunders takes low.
He's got excellent stuff. Felix Hernandez. Boy, they really get into it when he's pitching at home at Safeco.
That one's down low. That season that the Mariners had 116 wins, Lou Piniella, it was pretty good. Pretty good year they had, right?
Yeah. And they almost got beaten that first round of the divisional series by Cleveland? 5-game series.
Saunders hits one out toward left center field. Borges a little bit of a late break on it. Still going back at the wall. He'll make the catch.
That was pretty close to going out when he got up and made the play.
2 outs.
Well, he got back into exactly where the wall was. Leaps up. Top of the wall. Great angle right there. Never a doubt for Borges as he got back to the wall very effectively. Get the second out of the inning.
So 2 outs, the bases clear for Brendan Ryan, the shortstop. Had the night off yesterday, but Trienfeld getting the start. And Ryan's back in there in that 9-hole. 203, 2 home runs, 14 RBIs. 1 ball, no strike count. Off-speed pitch, it backed up. Blanton thought that still should have been called a strike. John Hirschbeck called it a ball. It's 2-0 now.
Very difficult for at times when an umpire, it depends on how a catcher frames the baseball. If he's full with that movement and you have a lot of movement as the baseball is coming towards the plate and you catch it wrong, umpires don't give you that corner.
Just below the knees, apparently. 3 balls and 1 strike. And he takes upstairs. That's a 2-out walk. Blanton staring in, and John Hirschbeck throwing his hands up. And now Blanton and Hirschbeck talking to each other. That's one thing that Hirschbeck doesn't like. He's taking off the mask now. John at times can be, as good an umpire as he is, somewhat confrontational.
Yes. Yeah,
he does not back down.
Yeah, if you stare, especially when you're on the mound, because he's known more so as a pitcher's umpire. So when he sees as a pitcher you're not happy with a call, and you show it, your displeasure, he's not real happy about that.
Now, one way of doing it is not necessarily stand on the base of the mound and kind of throw your hands up asking. You call time, you walk down the mound, hey, I want a new baseball, and as you're walking towards home plate, you kind of ask.
Exactly. Or after the inning's over, you walk by him and say, John, where was some of those pitches at? And if he says they were a little bit down, you go, okay. And so that's where I'm trying to live, is downstairs in the strike zone.
Trying to plant that in there, aren't you?
Yep.
Andy Chavez, a leadoff man, stepping in. He struck out in the first inning. 2-0 Seattle, back-to-back home runs to start this frame. Ibanez and Smoak. It's the same exact spot in right field. So going to miss on the off-speed. 0-1.
Well, what we've seen in this game so far is the Seattle hitters are thinking first pitch fastball, and they're jumping out at. So if Joe can throw his changeup or curveball first pitch and throw it for a strike, he's in business at that point.
All right, perfect example of the swing that Endy just had. It wasn't a leadoff man trying to get a base hit type of knock. He saw a recognized pitch on the inside part of the plate, and he let it fly, but it was a changeup. Good lead for Ryan over at first. 2 outs.
That's another good off speed. As my career evolved, where I used to have a better fastball early on in my career, and then later on, I knew that I couldn't challenge inside against left-handed batters. I would cut my fastball in just to keep that outer part of the plate mine during the course of a game, but I would sink a fastball away, back it up with a changeup or slider on the outer half, and force them to be aggressive and drive the ball into the ground.
0-2 on the way. Chavez lines one out to center field. Borges comes in. He'll make the grab. The inning comes to an end, but Seattle strikes first. Back-to-back home runs by Ibanez and Smoak as we head to the bottom of the second. Angels down 2-0. Trumbo, Kendrick, and Kayaspo coming up against Jeremy Bonderman. Faced a minimum 3 in the first inning. Gave it to single to Jopik and Hamilton double play ball and then the ground down. Blandon, Butcher, and Conger talking things over. Back-to-back home runs. Banez and Smoke, two left-handed batters.
21 career home runs for Banez against the Angels.
Came into this series batting .325 in his career against the Angels. As Trumbo lines one out to deep left center field. The Angels get one of those back. A big fly for Mark Trumbo. That's his 16th of the year. 2-1 Seattle.
And that's how you respond right away as an offense. Trumbo crushes it out. Left center field. 16th home run, 47th RBI. Also the 4th home run that Bonderman has allowed this year in a little over 19 innings. Like a 4-seam fastball out over the plate. Trumbo so strong, gets it out to left center field.
There's Howie Kendrick. It's up and in. Howie 1 for 3 last night with a double and an RBI, hitting .335. You see Trumbo's overall numbers on the year. First home run since the 5th. Two balls, no strikes. Fastball at 91 miles per hour. 47th run batted in for Mark. Strike on the corner. Interesting. That ball look away for you?
Looked like it was. 4-seam fastball.
2-1 count. Breaking pitch rolled over to short. And Ryan's got it. One out. Three ground balls for Bonderman. Play ball and 2 ground balls to short. Alberto Kayaspo steps to the plate. Bonderman making his 4th start of the season. He's faced the Minnesota Twins, the New York Yankees, and the Houston Astros. No decision against the Astros. Gave up no runs on 3 hits and 8 innings of work. Longest outing of the year. Just threw 89 pitches in those 8 innings.
Yeah, his last 14 innings have been pretty solid. Just 1 earned run, 6 hits allowed. You think about how long it's been since he's been in the major leagues. What, 2010?
Tommy John surgery, April of last year. This one's popped up. Shallow left field. Brendan Ryan cutting across toward the foul line. Makes the catch. 2 outs.
Coming up later in the game, we'll have the Carlos Jr. Sports Update. Old rivals duke it out by Flatbush. Well, a little bit of rain here in New York today. Pushed that one back, so a double dip, but old rivals. And he's as free as a bird in Hotlanta. Freddie Freeman swinging the bat for the Braves this year, but had a tough opponent to deal with. Matt Harvey today.
He was pretty good today.
Flat out dominant.
This one hit sharply past Franklin into the alley right center field. Saunders cuts it off, and Eric Ibar has himself a 2-out base hit. Keeps the inning alive for Hank Conger.
Well, we were talking a little bit today about Matt Harvey, the comparisons that was watch Eric Ibar get through this baseball. We talked about balance, certainly a lot of balance in this lineup offensively. Get back to Matt Harvey, the comparisons of Roger Clemens with that strong lower half that he has. It creates great downward action, 96 to 98 with his fastball.
That is free and easy. Conger looks at a strike. Hank hitting .256, 4 home runs, 9 runs batted in. See the overshift that the Mariners put on with Conger at the plate. Franklin a couple of steps down in shallow right field. 2-1 Seattle. 3 solo home runs, 2 by the Ends and 1 by Mark Trumbo and the Angels.
Here's the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Which is the Tommy John surgery Bonderman had. He also had to deal with they call TOS, thoracic outlet syndrome. Nerves or arteries or veins get pinched back in the collarbone. A couple of guys that have had to deal with that. Different pitchers, as a matter of fact. Off speed pitches down low. 3 balls and a strike. Aaron Cook. Matt Harrison had it done a couple of years ago. Kenny Rogers was one of the first guys to have it done.
Bonderman over the years, one of the better competitors you're going to see on the mound.
First round pick, 2001 by the Oakland Athletics. Going to throw to first. Ibar is back. And a native of Washington State. Pitching, quote unquote, back home with Seattle. Three-one pitch. Ibar takes off, and it's a walk. Tigers on board. And it's scoring position after Peter Borges. First walk issued by Bonderman.
Boy, Borges has been swinging the bat well since coming off the disabled list. I bet that shorter stride for him is straight through the baseball.
Borges had a 3-for-4 night last night. So had a stolen base and a couple of runs scored, hitting .333. Ibar second, Conger at first. The first one is in there.
Borges 10 for 25 since coming off the disabled list. That's a .400 batting average for him.
2 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs on the year. Since it misses on a breaking ball. And it's an 0-2 count. Trumbo starting off this inning with a deep blast from left center field.
Hit speed off the bat for him, 109 miles per hour for Trumbo.
Must have mishit it.
He still has the quickest hit speed so far this year at 112.
Zunino sets up outside. It's a breaking ball. Evens up the count. Trout is on deck. And that speed being measured off the bat is just off the bat. Right after contact is when that speed is being taken.
How strong Trumbo is. It's amazing. He's hit a couple line drives back up the middle of late at 108 miles.
1-2. Downstairs.
And that's the difference for Peter Borges, not chasing those last 2 pitches, those hard sliders. Tracking them well. They were good pitchers' pitches for Bonderman.
Ground ball, and Bonderman reaches out for it, cuts it off, flips it to Smoke. The inning comes to an end. The Angels do get a run on the Trumbo home run, his 16th of the year. He played 2 here at Angel Stadium. The Halos trailing by the score 2-1. Nick Franklin looks at a strike. Seattle sending up 2-3 at Ford. Franklin, Seager, and Morales against Joe Blanton. There's 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits allowed. 2 of which have left the building. The other belongs to this young man, a base hit to right field. Breaks his bat, pops it up. Howie Kendrick on the dirt. 1 away. Fans, Angels conclude their series against Seattle on Thursday. That's a 7:05 start. Fans in attendance will receive the C.J. Wilson bobblehead courtesy of Chevron Extra Mile while supplies last. To purchase tickets, visit the Angel Stadium ticket office or log on at angels.com.
CJ was pretty excited about the bobblehead.
Beyond excited. As a matter of fact, I think Jamie Maggio had a chance to talk with him before the game. Probably play that tomorrow, I think, at Angels Live. Maybe even on Thursday. He broke it down, too.
Yes.
As only CJ could.
No question about it.
Seager looks at a strike. Seager's 0 for 1. He popped out to Kendrick his first time up. Off the plate to even a count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Long homestand for the Angels. 3 against the Yankees, already completed. 4 against Seattle, then 3 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Starting on Friday night. 2 night games and a day game. And you've got the Big and Rich concert after the game on Saturday. So that is a 7:05 start, by the way, on Saturday night as well.
Good to see Garrett Cole, the youngster for the Pirates.
He should pitch on Friday against Jared Weaver. Just based on the schedule. Yeah. Next 2 games against Seattle. Joe Saunders, the former Angel, going tomorrow night against CJ. Felix Hernandez, Tommy Hanson. Finale of this 4-game set. The Angels took the 2-game series several weeks back. Seager swings and misses on the off speed. 2 down.
Good adjustment this inning so far for Blanton. Good changeup there. To a 4-seam fastball to break the bat of Nick Franklin, the first at bat. Great location, that changeup. Great view right there. The circle changeup. Runs down and away from a left-handed batter for Blanton. That type of pitch, if you're a youngster, that's a very easy pitch to learn how to throw. You can think in terms of fastball, same arm speed as your fastball, but because of the grip, the baseball will not go as fast as your fastball.
Kendricks looks at a strike, and it's an 0-2 count. Morales grounded out to Trumbo in the first inning. Just off the plate.
That's the pitch I wanted to see there. 0-2, fastball just off the plate. Now you can back it up with a changeup. Such an effective pitch because you create doubt for a hitter.
Here's the 1-2. Came inside and got him looking on an off-speed pitch. A 1-2-3 inning for Blanton, including a couple of punch-outs. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. The Angels at the top of the order coming up, down by a run. Mike Trout ready to lead things off for the Angels here in the bottom of the third. A 2-1 Seattle lead. 1-for-1 with a base hit. And he scored a run last night. 200 career runs, 249 games.
Winning Ted Williams. Barney McCuskey did it quicker than Mike Trout.
Scored that run in the 6th inning, the 7-run 6th inning for the Angels. His single in the first inning into center field. Breaking ball, missed inside. That's 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a tremendous giveaway.
Makes you want to drop a line in, doesn't it? Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Good hitters count at 2-1. Hamilton on deck. Another breaking ball.
Great patience this year for Mike Trout. It's one of the things we talked about when we were down in Tempe. The adjustments he's going to make this year. He's still, when you think about it, he's only 21 years old, but patience at the plate, very, very effective here for him.
3-1, back toward the middle. Brendan Ryan, no chance of getting to it. As good a fielder as Ryan is, that ball squared up nicely on a 3-1 pitch inside. Multi-hit game for Trout. He's on board for Hamilton.
It's amazing how he gets his hands inside the baseball. 3-1 count, hitters count. Bonnerman did a nice job of running that fastball in, but yet Trout tucks his hands in, hit that ball, still got the good part of the bat on the baseball, and through the middle for his 2nd hit of the game.
You're talking about Trout at spring training, and when the season started, almost as if, Mark, I mean, you correct me if I'm wrong, almost like he sped up the game himself and put the burden on him even more so than as opposed to just slowing things down. It wasn't about 3-4 weeks into the season we finally settled things down.
Exactly right. I mean, obviously when you're young, or even if you've been around a long time, you expect, and your mindset is, they're going to make an adjustment to me. They're going to pitch me differently. And I think that's what he got himself out early in the season, looking for pitches and anticipating spots where pitchers were going to try to go after him with. And then he realized, you know what? It doesn't matter what part of the plate they try to get me out. My hands are quick. I'm going to be more patient. I'm not going to chase pitches out of the strike zone. Walk totals go up. On-base percentage goes up. And so did his batting average.
Made that slight little adjustment. Open season with the slightly open stance. Closed it back up to what he was doing last year. And he's been pretty much the same guy we saw all of last year. 0-2. He's down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hamilton's 0 for 1. Rolled into a 4-6-3 double play in the first inning.
When I was watching MLB Network today, they were talking about the top 5 position players under 25 to hit. Stanton in there, Trout, Harper, Machado. So there's some great young players, no question about it. But when you talk about the best young player, there's no question, in my opinion, it's Mike Trout.
I think the standard has changed now with Harper, Trout, Machado. As far as you can see, young guys coming up. Even Will Myers making his big league debut today for the Tampa Bay Rays, a guy that the Royals sent over the James Shields trade. They throw to first. Trout easily back in there. Very good prospect, but is he in that class? Remember when the shortstops, Nomar Garciaparra, the Alex Rodriguez, Tejada, there was that class of shortstop, and then there's everybody else. I think now the way we judge position players, that's what we got. This one rolled softly foul on the first base side.
And so good, not only great players, but their baseball instincts, fantastic. We saw in Baltimore with Manny Machado what he was able to do with the glove and with the bat. And he's on pace for 50-some doubles this year.
And at the age that they're doing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We're not talking 24, 25, 26-year-olds. We're talking 19, 20,
I
21.
love taking the mound when you saw guys 20, 21. You feel that if you make your pitch, you can expand the strike zone, bounce breaking balls. They're going to swing at it, but they don't.
Sharply hit, 1 hop to Ryan. That's going to be a 6-3 double play. Second one that Hamilton is into tonight. 2 outs, bases clear now for Pujols. So Albert comes up, grounded out to Brennan Ryan in the first inning. Ryan's been busy already today. Bouncing out in front of the plate on the off speed. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Seattle with 2 in the second on the home runs by Ibanez and Smoke. They are coming up in the 4th inning. Trumbull got one back leading off the second. This one pulled sharply down the line. Nice backhanded play by Kyle Seager. For the first, dug out of the dirt by Justin Smoke, and the inning comes to an end. No runs to hit, nobody left. John 3 complete, 2-1 Seattle. California, Mike Trout, fish hat giveaway night. Halos down 2-1 as we
and
start
the sunset. You just can't get any better than that.
Ibanez, Smoke, and Zunino to face Joe Blanton with a 1-2-3 third inning, including a couple of strikeouts. Joe has 4 punch-outs. And the breaking ball is down low. 1 ball, no strikes. First time we've seen the curveball from Blanton. Home run for Ibanez, his 14th of the year. 34th run batted in. 1 ball, 1 strike. And really, John Hirschbeck is going to give you that side of the plate against left-handed batters.
He does give you the outside part of the plate. If you're consistent out there, just stay there. Force the hitter to adjust to you.
2 balls and 1 strike. Hey, speaking of which, I don't know, maybe MLB Network or one of those channels, they're replaying some of the highlights of the Eric Gregg game down in Miami. Livan Hernandez, Braves, and the Fish. Like, I remember watching that game and was stunned. Some of those pitches he called strikes were in the other batter's box. I mean, they weren't even close.
Good movement.
But late in the game, like Fred McGriff's take on it, he rung up, he just walked away. Nothing you could do as Ibanez swings and misses on that off-speed pitch for out number 1.
He was fantastic in that game. Speaking of a strikeout, now it's time for Head and Shoulders the Whiff. Joe Blanton, when he's utilized his off-speed, it's been outstanding. His changeup against lefties has been great. Spotting that fastball away. Changeup down and away once again. Changeup inside corner at their fastball away against Morales. Then a great changeup gets Ibanez swinging. 5 punch-outs in the game for Joe Blanton.
Smoke takes outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Eric Gregg was always known as a guy who liked to call strikes.
The defined strikes, though. 54 pitches for Joe Blanton, 3 1/3.
In the area code.
That's it.
He was a lot of fun to talk to. What a great guy.
Kenny Lofton was on that team, right? Braves?
I think he might have been on that team. Mark was a Philly guy, so we had some conversations over the year. He was great. Miss him.
He was working, if I remember correctly, he was working at Veterans Stadium at one point in one of the restaurants, one of the bars, something. Hosting one there.
I think so. Well, he had a great smile. Boy, did he have a great smile. And a great strike zone. I wish I was in the National League.
If you get a chance to ever YouTube that, if it's on YouTube, you got to check out that strike zone as Smoke goes down looking. That's 4 straight punch outs for Joe Blanton. 2 outs here in the 4th.
Boy, and the 2 guys that hit home runs against me punched him out, both of them. Ibanez and then that 2-seam fastball. Started it off the hip and then catches the inside corner. That's the thing. You throw it in with conviction. If you hit the batter, he's supposed to get out of the way of it when you go inside, especially around the hip.
Lifted in the air down the right field line. Hamilton giving chase. Might have a play. Nope, runs out of room. 0-1 count on the catcher Mike Zunino, who struck out looking himself in the second. One ball, one strike on Zunino. Halos in the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll have Trumbo, Kendrick, and Callaspo coming up to face Bonderman. Seattle with 3 hits, the Angels with 4. So this good pitch, good location.
Great little slider there from Blanton. So on that slider, a little harder tonight. 84 to 86 on that pitch.
Conger set up outside. Get back out there. 2-2 now. Two down low. That looked like one of those changeups that he wasn't fully committed on.
He had tried to place it on the outside part of the plate. And when you throw a changeup, you have to think mindset, fastball. Trust the grip to take off the velocity of the pitch. 63 pitches thrown for him, 43 strikes for Blanton.
Here's the payoff. Bouncer foul.
That sometimes is the most difficult pitch to teach a youngster is the changeup. What I still think is the most important pitch to teach them. They have to have the trust in the grip to take the velocity off that baseball.
Michael Saunders, the center fielder, is on deck. 2 outs here in the 4th. This one out toward right field. Hamilton giving chase, not going to get there. One hops the fence. Zunino on his way to second. Hamilton drops the baseball, but Zunino will stop right there. 2-out double. First big league double of his career. And a man in scoring position for Saunders.
See that impressive swing from Zunino, hitting the ball the other way. And hitting it well to right center field with some carry. One hops the wall. And as he tried to get himself into throwing position to potentially try to throw at Zunino at second, Hamilton bobbles it. Wasn't going to have a play anyhow. Conversation here, more than likely. Don't give in to Saunders. You have Brendan Ryan, who's struggled swinging the bat this year, following him up behind him.
Saunders hit a baseball out to the warning track. The Borges made a nice grab on. downstairs.
And be surprised if Saunders sees a fastball here, unless the fastball on the outside corner or just off the corner.
Joe wants a new baseball. Gets a chance to converse a little bit with John Hirschbeck. "66 pitches thrown by Blanton, 45 of it strikes. Punched out the first two guys here in the fourth inning before giving up the double to Zunino. And now behind on Saunders. Saunders last night went 1 for 3. 2-0. By telling someone to not give them something good to hit, you run the risk of giving them something good to hit.
Yeah, trying to be too fine. As a veteran, Joe Blanton already knows that.
3-0.
3 changeups in a row, but Saunders is certainly thinking if he gets a fastball, he's going to be swinging instead. They're not going to give that opportunity to him. He's going to intentionally walk him.
So 2 on and 2 outs now for Brendan Ryan. Drew a walk into second.
And Ryan generally very aggressive first pitch.
Two on, 2 outs here in the fourth. Blanton, a guy that usually works very quickly, more deliberate pace tonight. All 3 outfielders for the Angels playing shallow. Ryan skies one foul down the left field line. Oh, what count?
Congaree and Blanton trying to get on the same page as far as signs.
Evens up the count at 1-1. You ever one of those guys that wiped off so that you didn't have to rifle through the signs again?
No, I just would. I had a pretty good relationship with all my catchers. I would have a conversation before the game. A long conversation is exactly what I wanted to go with in certain situations where it's runners on base, leadoff batters, and I was pretty good rapport. We just put the sign down, we stuck with it. Unless I had a mindset of one particular pitch, then I would shake off. I wouldn't do the wipe off.
Also helps, too, that if you have a catcher that can actually count, it doesn't need an abacus to figure out what it is that you want on the mound.
Exactly.
Wait, was that +1 or +2? Or we?
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? If the hitter's going to figure that all out, then more power to it. But still, even if they know certain pitches are coming, it's still difficult to do as far as squaring up a baseball if you locate it well.
1-2 pitch. Just inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Just ask Michael Jordan how difficult it was to hit a baseball. Arguably the best basketball player, one of the greatest athletes the world has ever seen, but yet difficult task hitting a baseball.
My brother got a chance to manage him briefly in the White Sox system as he was working his way up. Swing and a miss by Brendan Ryan. Not committed to it, but he ended up going around. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Blanton. We will head to the bottom of the fourth here at the Big A, and the Angels down 2-1.
the Angels 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. And now let's take a look at our AT&T U-verse rewind. Mark Trumbo leading off the second against Jeremy Bonderman. Got a fastball up and crushes it out to left center field. 109-mile hit speed off that bat for Trumbo, his 16th home run, 47th RBI of the season.
Odds he gets a fastball here, first pitch. Pretty good. The fastball right in there, first strike.
Challenge him.
Yeah,
we talked about Bonderman being competitive. He wasn't going to give in.
Trumbo, Kendrick, and Callaspo for the Angels here in the fourth. 16th of the year, 47th run batted in for Mark. No strikeouts, 1 walk, 4 hits allowed for Bonderman. Two balls and 1 strike. He certainly has not given it. He's done a nice job of kind of gone through that transformation of a power type pitcher.
The overall velocity down about 3 miles per hour off his best fastball back in 2006.
Breaking pitch gets under this one out toward right center field. Saunders is there. 1 away. Fans on Friday, the Angels take on the Pittsburgh Pirates at 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive a commemorative poster. Peter Boyd's spectacular catch in Baltimore, courtesy of State Farm, while supplies last. To purchase tickets today, just log on at angels.com or maybe the Angel Stadium ticket office.
And how far he had to go. It leaps up, slams into the wall, baseball over the wall, hangs onto it.
Howie drives one out toward right center field, almost the exact same spot. Saunders is there, 2 outs.
An amazing thing to play by Mike Trout and Peter Bourjos, both off the bat of J.J. Hardy, both robbed the Camden Yards.
And both in the bottom of the first inning. Be great to have a 2-shot poster. Bourjos making the catch and Jason Vargas and his reaction to it.
That was great.
That was spectacular. Callaspo takes inside. Ball, no strikes. Alberto popped out. Shallow left field. Brendan Ryan making the catch on that one. He's 0 for 1. 4-hit game for Alberto last night. Needs a count up. We're going 4 for 5 with a couple of runs batted in. Two-one count. Callaspo came in batting .250, 4 home runs, 24 runs batted in. 9 doubles on the season. This one line to center, a 2-out base hit.
A nice job as far as getting his hands up, then threw the baseball by Callaspo. Another line drive. Did a great job as far as keeping his hands up and then able to drive that high fastball into center field. Well, that's a great view also to see how Callaspo was able to get his hands up and then threw the baseball against a pretty good fastball from Bonderman.
Eric Ivar steps up. He had a 2-out base hit himself in the second. Derek looks at his strike. Seager playing it on the grass at third base. .52 pitches thrown by Bonderman so far.
.29 strikes, 23 out of the strike zone for him.
Two balls, 1 strike now. Bonnerman twice a 14-game winner. 04 and 05 with the Tigers. So there's 2-2 now. Got to the big leagues for the first time in 2003 with Detroit. He was part of that big trade with the Yankees, Tigers, and the Athletics. Jeff Weaver was involved in that one. Carlos Pena, Ted Lilly. Full count now.
I remember when he first came up, he liked his fastball. He threw a lot of fastballs. 2-seam, 4-seam fastball.
He had a 200 strikeout season. That was in 06 when he went 14-8. 202 punch outs, 214 innings of work. Kayaspo's going to take off with the pitch. Smoke playing behind him. Here's the 3-2. Ground ball towards second base. Franklin to his right's got it. Off balance throw, and it's in time to retire Eric Eibard and the fourth inning. We will head to the fifth here. Angels Stadium. The Angels down by the score of 2-1.
Angels Baseball is brought to you by AT&T Uverse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PICK-ATT. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Gorgeous night for baseball here at the Big A. The Halos, however, trail this one 2-1 as we start the top of the fifth inning. Seattle with a couple of home runs in the second. Mark Trumbo answered with a solo home run himself in the second. That's where we stand right now. 1, 2, and 3 for Seattle here in the fifth. Chavez, Franklin, and Seager. Joe Bland with 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 was intentional. Andy Chavez, the right fielder, 0 for 2. Bland falls behind here, 2 balls and no strikes. This one pulled past Trumbo into right field. Leadoff man is on board for Seattle. Speedy Andy Chavez has himself an 8-game hitting streak. 5th hit of the night for the Mariners. Nick Franklin coming to the plate.
Let's give Eric Wedge an opportunity to put Chavez in motion. Trusting that Franklin can handle the bat well, even though he's a youngster. Looks like he's got good hands.
Caspo in on the grass at third base. Trumbo holding Chavez at first. Land will check in on him. to Chavez. No stolen bases, has been caught twice. Michael Saunders, team leader with 9 bags. Seattle just with 22 overall. That's 14th in the American League. The Angels just with 30. 12th. Going to miss on the off speed. Franklin 1 for 2. A base hit and a stolen base in the first inning. Popped out to Kendrick, leading off to third. This one line to left. Trout comes in, puts it away, 1 out. Let's go back to our AT&T Twitter poll question of the series. Greatest moment in Seattle Mariners history. Signing Ichiro and King Felix's perfect game, both 39%.
Wow, a couple more games, too, to go.
Felix needs to rally his King's court.
Yes.
To vote for him.
Certainly enough of them to come to the game and watch when he's pitching out at Safeco.
There were some down in Oakland this past weekend when Mariners were playing Oakland. Seattle taking 2 of 3 from the Athletics. Speaking of Oakland, they took care of the Texas Rangers tonight, 6-2. Yu Darvish took the loss to Allen. Kyle Seager takes outside for ball 1. A lot of rain back east. As a matter of fact, the game puts the Yankees and the Dodgers rained out to play a split doubleheader tomorrow. Rain at Fenway Park, although they did finish their ball game, one of them anyway. Boston took care of the Tampa Bay Rays 3-1. Houston all over Milwaukee 10-1.
Boy, Houston's done a pretty good job this year.
Yeah. Toronto won again 8-3. Minnesota defeated the White Sox 7-5. The struggles for the White Sox continue.
Yeah, they came back and tied that game, ended up losing anyhow. It's in Minnesota.
Cleveland came back against Kansas City and beat them 4-3. Here it's 2-1 Seattle. 1 out, man at first base here in the 5th. Eighty pitches thrown by Blanton so far. 51 have been strikes. One.
So a good feel for his slider in this game. Changeup also for Blanton.
Kyle Seager's 0 for 2 tonight with a pop up to second and a strikeout in the 3rd. Halos in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll have 8, 9, and 1 due up. Conger, Borges, and Trout. Trevor Bonderman's done a nice job. Time being called by Ibar. Beach ball come onto the field. Take care of it. Take a look at the standings. The American League West brought to you by Kia. That's as we speak. With Oakland having defeated Texas tonight. Texas now 3 back. Halos needing a victory to stay at 10 back. The 1-1.
He's throwing some real good changeups to Seager in this game. Last at bat for Seager in the 3rd inning. Swings and misses on the changeup. Same thing there.
One-two on the way. Seager rolls it foul. See Glenn holding the baseball quite a bit tonight. Not just coming, setting, going, trying to freeze runners.
After holding the ball like that, now you think in terms of the quick pitch. Show the timing of the runner and the hitter off.
Kendrys Morales on deck. Chavez takes off. Seager fouls it back.
And the reason why I say a quick pitch because they were timing him at that point. Chavez was noticing that he's holding the ball, then go. So that's when you mix in a quick pitch every once in a while just to throw everyone's timing off.
Still a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Kyle Seager with 1 out. Throw to first. Chavez is back.
See if we can get Seager the rollover on a changeup and we get a ground ball to Howie, potentially get a double play out of it.
2-2. Now with the extra couple of days of rest, and granted he's been doing his work in between as if he were going to get to start, but does that mean he'll fatigue quicker? Game action being different than that of a bullpen session or side work?
Nah, I don't think so. I think he's going to be fine. It's all a matter of, again, with Joe Blanton, his location of his pitches. It's certainly been an issue for the Angels this year as far as the stolen base against. Blanton holding the baseball, throwing over. Again, you run into danger of having your defenders behind you not on their toes to be able to make a play for you.
2-2. Full count now. Figured Chavez will be taking off the pitch here. This will be the 87th pitch of the night for Joe Blanton. Chavez takes off 3-2, yank foul.
Time that inside changeup, pulled it foul.
Eight pitches so far to Kyle Seager. Chavez again takes off. This one's fouled off the left.
Boy, late on that fastball away. It's a good decision to go with the fastball there from Blanton. Seager fouled off a pitcher's pitch. Now you can back it up with a changeup away.
Conger set up outside. Chavez again takes off, and Seager lines one out to right field. Hamilton is there, makes the grab, 2 outs. An 8-minute at bat results in the out. Chavez remains at first. Kendrys is coming up.
It makes it more difficult for a position player on the defensive side to be able to react quickly when you've had that long of an at bat against a batter. Have to be careful. First pitch fastball against Morales here now.
Kendrys Morales, the DH, is 0 for 2 with a ground down and a strikeout. Fastball just off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. At this pace, and because of the pitches thrown, they're going to be around much longer. Like the pitches so far.
And with 2 outs right now, if you're Blanton, you think batter. That's all you have to think of. Just hold the ball enough, but think batter.
Two balls and no strikes. Good off-speed pitch there. Just got a piece of it. 2-1 now.
Was able to come in with a changeup and a fastball count, 2-0 count. Morales looking fastball. Instead, Blanton changeup. Come right back with the exact same pitch. Changeup away. Keep it down. Force Morales to hit to the big part of the ballpark the other way.
Howie Kendrick out at shallow right field. Again, paying a lot of attention to Andy Chavez. You wonder if one of the things that was worked on in the side sessions with Joe Blanton was slowing his pace down, because at times he did just come set and go. Never took the time to slow things down, but he was really taking it to the opposite extreme here tonight. 3 balls and a strike now.
Yeah, most pitchers like to be at a quick pace. Most. Matt Garza, we saw with the Cubs, is not a guy that works at a quick pace. And most pitchers like to grab the baseball and attack the strike zone.
Trouble playing back. Chavez will take off on a 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. There he goes. Swing and a miss. Down goes Morales. And this inning is started with a single by Andy Chavez and then a strikeout. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Halos down 2-1. By the Minions flying the Despicable and Universal's animated comedy Despicable Me 2 in theaters July 3rd.
Like that read, don't you, Victor?
Oh, man. So excited. I do like the previews that I've seen so far for Despicable Me 2.
First one was great.
Bottom of the fifth inning, Conger, Borges, and Trout here against Jeremy Bonderman. 2-1. Seattle's on top. Conger fouls one back. Hank threw a walk into second. The only free pass that Bonderman has allowed. No strikeouts for him. He has scattered 5 hits tonight. Oh, and 2 as we go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
Everyone's a star. We talked about the depth in the lineup for Mike Scioscia last night. Needed to do so far tonight. 5 hits for the Halos, spread out throughout the entire lineup, but everyone's got to come through with a key hit here late.
One ball, 2 strikes on Hank. Peter Borges on deck. 2-2.
When you wonder how accurate Bonderman was going to be after that long half inning. He's hit some pretty good pitches so far against Hank Conger.
Well, it was 4 batters, and it seemed like they batted around. A lot of pitches to Kyle Seager as Conger puts this one out to right, off the end of the bat. Chavez is there, 1 out. The Bonderman early on in the game was throwing a lot of ground ball outs. Last couple of innings, 3 fly ball outs. Last inning in the third, I should say.
Yeah, you always think in terms of when you're getting a lot of ground balls early and all of a sudden fly balls, that means your legs are giving out a little bit on you and you're starting to elevate some pitches. You become more hittable.
Borges hit one back to the mound his first time up. Takes down and away. Corner infielders already playing in. Seager and Smoke, third and first respectively. Slow breaking ball dropping in there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Boy, a dangerous spot.
Pulled foul. 1-2 now.
Came inside with the breaking ball at 80 miles an hour. That went down a little bit better than the pitch before, though.
Fastball missed it. 2-2. Seattle with 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. 5 men left on. The Angels with a run on 5 hits. No errors. The Halos have stranded 3 base runners so far. Trout on deck. Here's the 2-2. That hit him. The Angels will get a base runner with Trout coming up and 1 out here in the 5th.
The thing about Borges, he doesn't give in on that pitch inside to be able to turn away from that with a 4-seam or slider. It didn't do a whole lot. Stayed inside. His turns, gets hit. Some speed on the bases.
Bonderman twice in his career hit 10 batters in a season, including his last year, 2010.
And that's the 5th time this year that Borges has been hit. He doesn't give in on anything inside.
Trout 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Takes down low.
Trout has had 2 really good at-bats so far in the game against Bonderman. Trying to get a pitch that's elevated enough he can do some damage to it.
Quick throw to first, Borges back. 1 ball, no strikes on Trout. 2 singles tonight. His bases down to 310. Borge is a good lead at first base. Down low. 2 balls and no strikes.
Again, that long half inning for Barnum to sit around. Now looks like he's trying to muscle up.
Three balls, no strikes. The approach for Bonham against Trout is interesting in that you have the base hit in the first inning on a breaking ball. And then in the third inning, tried to run that fastball in on the hands, and Trout got the hands inside of it. Back up the middle for his second knock.
He's been careful with Trout.
He's got Hamilton on deck, and twice he's rolled into double plays. This one rolled foul. Hacked 3-0.
I like that.
Not too many leadoff men are giving the green light 3-0.
I was going to say, I hope he's getting an opportunity to swing 3-0.
Seattle with back-to-back home runs by Ibanez and Smoak at the top of the second. Trumbo got one back in the bottom of the second, leading off for the Angels. 16th of the year. And that's where we stand right now, 2-1. Borges at first with 1 out. 3-1 pitch. Downstairs, 2 on now for Josh Hamilton.
37th walk this year for Trout. Only Chris Iannetta has more with 38.
Hamilton 0 for 2 with 2 double play balls, a 4.63 and a 6.3. Mariners overshift on the infield. 0-1. Ibanez shallow in left, Saunders shallow in center, and Chavez normal position in right field.
And Ryan trying to keep Borges close. With Seager off the base, very difficult for him to be back at third base to be able to catch the throw from Zunino if Borges tries to steal third.
Off speed, rolled over to first. Smoak fires to right for 1, relay back, and that's the 3rd double play that Josh Hamilton has rolled into tonight. That will end the 5th. 5 in the books here at the Big A. Seattle still on top 2-1.
Shot in this game. Raul Ibanez. Solo shot leading off the second. Follow up the next pitch. Justin Smoak homers to almost the exact same spot in right field, giving the Mariners a 2-0 lead. So Mark Trumbo cuts that lead in half with a solo shot himself to left center. His 16th of the season. That's where we stand now the top of the sixth, 2-1, with the Mariners leading the Angels.
And for the third time in the ballgame, Raul Ibanez will lead things off for Seattle here in the sixth inning. Ibanez, Smoke, and Zunino. Home run and a strikeout for Ibanez, so he's 1 for 2 tonight. Good night for Josh Hamilton. Last night, a rough night so far tonight. 3 double plays. Foul back. Oh, 2 count on Ibanez. Swing and a miss. Climbed the ladder with a fastball. 1 out.
Well, that target set by Hank Hunger high. Blanton delivered that high fastball to get the swing and miss from Ibanez.
So 1 out for Justin Smoke. Homer at the second, struck out looking at the fourth. 9 strikeouts for Blanton. Career high for him is 11. He's done it twice, including this year. Smoke looks at the strike. Smoke just off the disabled list. He's on there with a right oblique strain. Alex Liddy saw a plate appearance last night and struck out. Option back down to the minor league. Smoke rips one foul. It's an 0-2 count.
Now go change up away. Keep it down. Hunter's pitch thrown for Blanton, 66 in the strike zone.
Breaking pitch. Ball and 2 strikes. Michael Kahn getting ready. 1-2. This one's out toward left center field. Borges, a very long run, got a good start on it, tracks it down for out number 2.
That's an amazing play. I think he had any chance at all to be able to cut that baseball off and catch it. Off the left-handed bat, it's going to run away from me as a center fielder, driven well by Smoke. See how far that Borges had to go to track that baseball down. Great play by Borges in left center field.
So 2 outs, the base is clear. It's Mike Zunino, the catcher, up. Oh, 1 count. Zunino, pardon me, picked up his first major league double in the 4th inning. 1 hopper off the fence and right. All right, hear me out now. You know, sometimes you see players that kind of remind you of someone. Mike Zunino, when he is set in the batter's box, a little Edgar Martinez.
I still have nightmares thinking of Edgar Martinez. Hands up like that, no question.
Not as high as Edgar, but that positioning right there.
Loads up well with the lower part of his body. Edgar was amazing with even a real good slider away because he had very little movement and he had a good strong lower part of his body. Just drove the ball back up the middle to right center field.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking pitch, got him looking down. Goes Zunino. A 1-2-3 inning for Joe Blanton. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 2-1 Seattle. Joe Blanton tonight through 6 innings, 10 punch-outs, 2 walks, 106 pitches, more than likely done. But we will see what Mike Scioscia and Mike Butcher decide. The Angels here in the bottom of the 6th inning will have 3, 4, and 5. Pujols, Trumbo, and Kendrick against Jeremy Bonderman. He's allowed 5 hits, no strikeouts, 2 walks. Albert takes down low.
Well, Joe Blanton hasn't received a lot of run support, though, this year. Just 3.4 runs per game for Blanton. So it's been difficult to get that early run support for him. He certainly hits the ball well here tonight. 10 punch-outs, 6 innings pitched.
Back-to-back mistakes in the second inning. Location, perhaps even pitch location, but settled down after that. The Angels have not been able to figure out Bonderman so far. Has been very good for his 75 pitches. Pujols 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. Looks at a strike. 2-1.
He's had some deep counts. He's been pitching into some hitters' counts, but he's made quality pitches at that point. 77 pitches thrown, just 40 strikes, 37 out of the strike zone.
3-1 pitch. Breaking ball, he walked it. That'll bring up Mark Trumbo. 1 out, 1 on. Pardon me, no out, 1 on. Third walk issued by Bonderman. Wedge looking on. Trumbo 1 for 2 with a home run of the second, a fly ball to center of the fourth. That fly ball that Trumbo hit to right center field in the fourth inning, just off the end of the bat. Breaking ball, looked like Trumbo tracked it well.
He saw some fastballs, especially first pitch fastball to Trumbo.
2 balls, no strikes. Bonderman really wanted that one. Still staring at it. Instead of 1-1, 2 balls, no strikes.
Now for Trumbo, you're centering in on an area right now.
Two and 1.
That's a pretty good life on the fastball the last couple of innings, Bonderman. 92, 92, that one at 91.
Albert working the leadoff walk to start this 6th inning. Fouled off to the right, 2-2 now.
Another fastball. 4 fastballs here to Trumbo in this at bat. And Trumbo thought he had a pretty good pitch to hit, fouled it straight back.
Little chopper towards short. Brendan Ryan comes in, fires to second for 1, relay to first out of time.
Well, that was an amazing play by Ryan. That's a very difficult hop.
Trumbo reaches on the fielder's choice. They get the lead runner, Pujols, 1 out, and Howie Kendrick coming up.
Boy, coming charging that baseball, that short hop. Still a good throw over to Franklin. They're not able to turn 2 because Trumbo runs well. It's a tough play, tough hop. And Ryan has very good hands in that shortstop position. Boy, difficult play, didn't panic. Strong throw to Franklin.
Howie fouls off the first one.
Boy, all of a sudden, Bonderman's just going fastball, fastball after fastball. Going away from his slider. He's got a good slider. feels pretty comfortable with the fastball now, 91-92.
Howie tonight 0 for 2 with a ground ball and the fly ball to center. Shows bunt. Seager was playing back. Teoscar on deck.
Howie's been driving the ball so well. Yes, you have Seager playing back, and I'm sure Seager would even stay back, which he has. But Howie, the way he's been driving the ball to right center field, can drive in Trumbo for first base.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ground ball toward the hole. There's a base hit. So Trumbo advances to second. Howie at first down. The Angels have been good base runners in every inning so far and just have not been able to capitalize.
Well, quick through the baseball this time, is able to get it through the hole between short and third. And the swings continue for Howie.
1 for 3 night. 6th hit of the night for the Angels.
24 for his last 47 for Howie.
Teoscar was 1 for 2. A pop to short and a single into center field. The line is very shallow in left field. One and out.
Banez with 3 outfield assists this year. Saunders with 3. Chavez with 4. So pretty good arms in the outfield here for Seattle.
Trumbo, the base runner at second. Kendrick at first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball drops in there for a strike. Two and one. Looks like the Mariners starting to get action in the bullpen. Looks like Charlie Furbush getting ready. He pitched last night. 1/3 of an inning. A little long 1/3 of an inning. He gave up 3 runs, 1 earned. 2-1 pitch. Teoscar pulls it foul behind Alfredo. 2-2 now. Eric Ibar on deck. 2-2 pitch. Tap it foul.
Well, still a good swing, even though it fouled off his foot for Teoscar. Much improved as far as the level swing for him.
Two on the way. John, full count.
He's really pressing here. Bonderman trying to force some of his pitches. Muscling up on his breaking ball. I wonder if he's just going to go back to his fastball. It's been his best pitch tonight. But Teoscar likes the fastball.
Here's a 3-2. The runners go, and Teoscar fouls it off. See some action on the bases. Now Zunino's going to go out and talk things over.
Well, a risky decision by Mike Scioscia, but I like it. You have movement, force the defenders to move out of their comfortable positions. You're, as a manager, you're confident that, one, that Callaspo will swing and a strike, won't chase something out of the strike zone, and when he does, he'll make contact because it's a clear throw for Zunino down to third base to Kyle Seager with Trumbo running.
Runners go again. 3-2 in the air to right. Playable for Chavez. Trumbo better get back and try to tag if he can. Tags. He's going to try to advance to third, and no throw from Brendan Ryan. So 2 outs, runners at first and third. It'll be up to Eric Aybar trying to tie this one up, if not more.
Work out there for Trumbo, running and seeing that Chavez is going to make the play, gets back to the base, tags up, and then goes to third.
Aybar has a hit tonight. A single back in the second. He's also grounded out, so 1 for 2 night. Tying run at third base. Howie Kendricks over at first. Very slow pace game tonight. Delivered, especially for a 2-1 game here in the 6th inning. Breaking ball in for a strike. 95th pitch of the night for Bonderman.
This might be his last batter here also. One way or the other.
Season high in pitches, 97. Mentioned this just being his 4th start for the Mariners. 0-1. This was line to right field. Is it going to get down for Chavez? Nope. He's able to track it down. Hangs up there, and the inning comes to an end. The Angels strand 2 more base runners. We're through 6 still. 2-1 Seattle.
Burger, 2 jumbo beef patties stacked with onion rings, cheese, and pickles. And by Kia. Visit your Southern California Kia retailers or mysocalkia.com.
Beautiful shot high above the Big A as we start this 7th inning. The Angels down by the score of 2-1. Jeremy Bonderman has certainly done a terrific job tonight. 96 pitches, 6 innings, 6 hits. And when he's needed to make a quality pitch, he has certainly done that.
Yeah, he's got some ground balls when he needed them.
Joe Bland back out here for the 7th. Saunders, Ryan, and Chavez to face Joe. 10 strikeouts for him, 2 walks.
He's got to keep an eye on Saunders. He likes to bunt. Runs well.
Saunders a fly ball to deep center field and an intentional walk in the 4th. It's the breaking ball for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks like it's Oliver Perez now getting ready for Seattle. Scott Downs getting ready for the Halos. This one's looped out toward right center field. That's going to fall in for a leadoff single. Saunders, as we pointed out, will run 9 stolen bases on the year.
And with Ryan coming up, sacrifice bunt situation. Probably see Blanton throw over the first base before he even delivers a pitch, just to see if Ryan will give up if he's going to bunt or not.
Brendan Ryan, walked to the second, struck out swinging in the 4th. Kayaspo in on the grass. Saunders with a good lead at first.
Saunders with that unusual approach as far as getting a lead.
One ball, no strikes.
The reason why a pitcher goes fastball up, it's very difficult for a batter to get that ball down on the grass. Pop that up a lot.
Does it not go against conventional wisdom in that the opposition is trying to give the out? Why don't you let them give you the out as opposed to trying to do something like that?
Certain points of the game, yes, but late in the game when you're behind by 1, you're going to take 1 shot as far as going upstairs with a fastball.
It's popped up. Hank Conger makes the catch. 1 out.
And that's what you hope for, to try to get something elevated, to get the batter to pop it up. Blanton did a nice job as far as getting that job done, and Conger reacts, catches that pop-up. And very difficult when that pitch is around belt high or higher for a hitter to get that ball down. Now you got to believe the Saunders is going to try to steal second base early in the count here. Might see Mike Scioscia put a pitch out on.
Andy Chavez 1 for 3, a base hit in the 5th inning, extending his hitting streak to 8 games. That's why, to me, when you've got your leading base stealer, not that you're a big running team to begin with, but Saunders, even spending time on the DL, has got 9 bags. Give him a chance to steal a base first, and then try to sacrifice him to third base. And you got a man at third with 1 out, assuming the sacrifice works.
Especially for a team that's had a tough time throwing out would-be base stealers. There's so many printouts and scouting reports about the teams defensively, how you're throwing out base runners. Hank Conger's done a decent job, though, as far as throwing out base runners, thrown out nearly 30%. Saunders is very successful as far as when he tries to steal the bases. 10 attempts, but has been successful 9 times. Well above the average.
0-1 pitch. They pitch out. Nothing's going on. Not even a bluff by Saunders at first.
Didn't give him a chance to really move out there. When you put a pitch out, you try to do everything exactly the same. Joe Blanton was a little bit quicker to the plate than he has been. He's been holding the baseball. That tips a good base stealer that something's on when something's out of the ordinary for a pitcher.
Swing and a miss on the off speed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. .114 pitches so far thrown by Blanton. It is a season high for him, surpassing the 112 he threw against Houston 2 starts ago.
And this account, too, for Saunders. You think with Blanton, he's got a very good changeup. Going to more likely go with a changeup here.
Saunders takes off. The 1-2's fouled off. One ball, 2 strikes with 1 out.
Solid job by Bonderman tonight. Especially when you looked up the outfit had 21 hits against the staff yesterday.
2 balls, 2 strikes now. Good lead for Saunders again. Looks like he wants to take off, and he does so. The ball's in the dirt. Saunders does not stop running, and yes, he does all of a sudden as Conger gets to the baseball. He ends up at second base regardless. Stolen base for him. And a full count now on Endy Chavez.
Gets in the dirt. Fortunate enough, Conger was able to track that baseball down quickly because Saunders looked like he was going to try to go to third.
Yeah, 1 or 2 little stutter steps looking for the baseball. That'll cost you an extra 90 feet. Franklin, a switch hitters on deck. He's the second baseman. Swing and a miss. Down goes Chavez. 2 down. And that is going to be it for Joe Blanton. After 6 2/3 and 11 strikeouts, tying a career high. His night will come to an end. He's responsible for Saunders standing at second base. Got ourselves a pitching change here at the Big A. Scott Downs will come on, and Franklin will spin around to hit from the right side. We've got ourselves a change in the 7th. Seattle up by the score of 2-1. 11 strikeouts, 2 walks, 6 hits. That includes 2 home runs, the back-to-back home runs he gave up to start the second to Ibanez in smoke. Scott Downs comes on with 2 outs here and a man at second base. It's Michael Saunders, the base runner. Or in and out, who's in, who's out. Downs will face Nick Franklin, the second baseman. He will bat from the right side now. Franklin 1 for 3 with a base hit back in the first inning.
And Scott Downs, nice ERA, 1.96. 14 strikeouts and 18 in the third innings pitched.
Franklin coming into this ball game. Granted, he's only played 21 games now. 7 for 22 from the right side. That's a .318 average compared to the .289 from the left. First one's down low. 1-0 hit last night. Came against Jason Vargas in the third inning. A 2-run home run early in the ball game. His third of the year. And with this hit in the first inning, he extended his hitting streak to 7 games. Now it's shallow for the Angels. Here's the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Two-0 pitch. 3-0 now. Kyle Seager, left-handed batter on deck.
He's hit .314 against Downs. Left is only .182.
Grade 1.
We have a youngster up here. We got Kyle Seager on deck, although he has struggled this year against lefties. But last season, Seager was very, very good with 2 outs and runners in scoring position for him. You might want to think in terms of going after the youngster here for Scott Downs.
Downs' last pitch on Saturday went 1/3 of an inning in Napa. 3-1 pitch. And he walked it. So 2 on and 2 outs. Now Kyle Seager will step up. Seager's 0 for 3 tonight. First one's in for a strike. Good speed on the bases for Seattle in a 2-1 game here in the 7th. Saunders, center fielder at second base. Franklin at first. Mentioned last year the numbers that Seager had. McMahon is scoring position more specifically with 2 outs, a .333 batting average. Scoring position, 2 outs. 24 for 81. 39 runs batted in.
That's pretty amazing. That's a great numbers.
That's down and in.
Why I think in terms of going after a youngster, get ahead of the count, then expand the strike zone. You want to avoid a guy like Kyle Seager in these spots, even though it's lefty versus lefty.
Downstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. The bottom of the 7th, the Angels have 8, 9, and 1. Conger, Borges, and Trout due up. Scott Downs charged with trying to keep it that 1-run deficit. Angels more than likely will be facing Oliver Perez. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball, 2-2.
For Mike Trout out in left field, when you got Scott Downs throwing that slow breaking ball away, you have to be ready to be able to read that baseball off the bat. Could be a little flare in the left field with that speed that Trout has, be able to cover that ground. Anticipate something hit your way, especially the way Downs is thrown against Seager here.
Now the 2-2. Seager rolls it foul. This one in and out of the dugout. Count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Only other game that's still going on is up in San Francisco. Giants leading the Padres 3-2. That game's the bottom of the 7th. Everything else the final. Conker going out, talk things over with Downs.
San Diego, 3rd place.
Yeah.
Just 1 back in the NL West now. 2 games over 500.
On a tear where they started off 5-15. Since that point, they've just taken off. Bud Black's done a terrific job.
Yeah, they've won 7 games in a row.
500th career win? Is that right? Something like that?
I think so.
Read that quickly this morning, I think. Another 2-2. Full count now, and you're going to get the base runners going with the pitch. What if he tries to come back inside with that fastball he likes to throw to left-handed batters underneath the hands?
Yeah, especially because the pattern he's shown in this at bat against Seager. Break a ball away, fastball in. Break a ball away, fastball in.
Kendry Morales is on deck. Runners go, the 3-2. Swing and a miss, down goes Seager. The inning comes to an end. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A. And the Halos down 2-1. Of Angels Baseball LP. We start at the bottom of the 7th inning here at the Big A. The Angels down by the score of 2-1. Nice job by Scott Downs to keep it a 1-run deficit. Seattle has gone to their bullpen and brought on the left-hander Oliver Perez, who's pitched in 27 games this year, a 1-1 mark and a 1.11 ERA. He has been very good for Eric Wedge.
Yeah, good velocity out of the with the fastball out of the bullpen for Perez. 90 to 95, slider, changeup.
8-9-1 coming up for the Angels. And it looks like Chris Iannetta is going to pinch hit for Hank Conger. He'll be followed by Peter Borges and then Mike Trout. Perez, a guy that one-time starter with great stuff, but mechanics kind of all over the place and struggled with command. He's certainly reinvented himself as a reliever.
Yeah, inconsistent as far as throwing strikes, walking a lot of batters, but more aggressive, more suited for coming out of the bullpen.
Jeremy Bonderman, by the way, 6 innings, 1 run it was earned, 5 hits, including the home run to Trumbo. No strikeouts and 3 walks. Iannetta, .216 average, 5 home runs, 23 RBIs. Chris last night ended up going 1 for 5 with an RBI single. First one was upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Chris 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter this season. Perez last year pitched 33 games out of the bullpen for Seattle. Swing and a miss, 1-1. At a 1-3 mark at a 2.12 ERA.
You can see how he just rears back now and just lets that fastball go. 94 on that pitch.
31 years of age. Delivers the 1-1. Iannetta fouls it back. 1-2 now. Originally in the San Diego Padres system, which was Pittsburgh, Mets, and now Seattle. The 1-2 inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A little Louis Tiant on that delivery.
Outside, full count now.
And then he does a quick pitch. It's very difficult to get your arm in the proper throwing position when you have so many different ways to deliver the baseball. Especially with no one on base.
Yep. Three-two on the way. This was fouled off to the right.
That's 3 different windups in this at bat against Iannetta by Perez. More conventional one, that last pitch he threw, the pitch before, a quick pitch, and then a Louis Tiant spin around to be able to throw the ball home.
Another 3-2. Iannetta takes outside and leadoff walk. The second straight inning in which the Angels have had a leadoff walk. Pujols had one in the 6th.
It's time to check out our Carl's Jr. Sports Update around Major League Baseball. The old rivals, the Brooklyn Dodgers / LA Dodgers taking on the Yankees. Rained out. Day-night doubleheader tomorrow. So Mattingly delayed an opportunity to be able to manage against his former team. And he's as free as a bird. Freddie Freeman, who came off a walk-off home run last night for Atlanta, had to deal with Zach Wheeler and Matt Harvey on the mound for the Mets. Had a tough time, but still hit .320 this season.
Perez dangling that leg up there, fooling Chris Iannetta. That's the one thing you cannot do right now at first base, representing the tying run. Borges shoots one out to center field, squared up. Saunders going back on it, leaps up, makes the catch. A good break on it. Iannetta hustles back to first base.
Well, you can't hit a baseball any better if you're Borges. And Saunders tracks it down well in center field. He almost got fooled by that baseball too, because it was hit right at him and right over his head. He had some carry, but it was hit so hard he was still able to get back. Good speed, running it down.
There's Trout, 2 for 2. He's also picked up a walk. First one's in for a strike.
Trout hat giveaway. Why not hit a home run here?
Yeah.
Why not?
That dude was working the rally Trout hat. Sliders in there. 0-2. Angels tonight have had 12 base runners on board. Scored one time. Certainly doesn't help. Josh Hamilton, who's on deck, is rolling with 3 double plays tonight. The last one to end the inning, that was in the 5th. 0-2 pitch with a breaking pitch.
So Perez is going to try to stay off speed against Trout. They may be tempted to try to go upstairs with a fastball.
Iannetta with a leadoff walk stands at first. Fouls this one off into the fastball there. Still at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Halos tonight 0 for 4 with men in scoring position. Zunino set up inside. It's in the dirt. Perez stumbled off the mound.
I wonder if he's okay.
Limping a little bit.
He did not look comfortable when he landed.
Looks like he tried to quick pitch that one.
And stumbled right away. He was already landing before he even attempted to throw the baseball.
It's a modified Rob Nen.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
From the left side and nowhere near the rubber. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tying run in scoring position now. Breaking ball went around the outside corner. Perez wanted it.
And he's asking if that was outside. Again, it's not where the catcher catches the baseball, it's where it crosses the front of the plate. And it got that outside corner. Zunino kept that frame there to be able to give John Hirschbeck a look at that pitch.
Trout and the Angels need to take advantage of it now, though. Here's the 3-2. Fastball fouled back.
That's a pretty good job staying alive in your at bat. That was a firm fastball, 95. Just hoping to get a mistake here.
Another payoff pitch. Fastball got him looking. 2 outs. It's the first strikeout of the game for Seattle.
Well located on that fastball from Perez. Right on the inside corner at the knees.
So Hamilton comes up now. Iannetta still at second, 2 outs. Josh 0 for 3 is reported out. That one caught the inside corner, according to John Hirschbeck. Hamilton didn't think so. I figure that's the one time that Perez will come inside. Is for Hamilton to fight something off, just get a little flare. Fastball away there, 0-2.
The 2 for 3 against Perez. One of those 2 hits, a home run. Now Perez, at times, when he's ahead of the count like this, overthrows a pitch. Hopefully gets something up in the strike zone where Hamilton can make contact with it.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Hamilton as the Angels need a tying run at second base. 7 complete here at the Big A. Seattle still up 2-1.
Rethink possible. And by El Pollo Loco. Crazy you can taste. Aerial coverage of tonight's game is being brought to you by the Minions flying the Despicable. How about that?
Despicable.
You like that?
Yes.
Universal's animated comedy, Despicable Me, 2 in theaters July the 3rd. Kevin Jepson on in relief here to start this 8th inning. The Angels down by the score of 2-1. Scott Downs went 1/3 of it, and he had 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Kept it a 1-run deficit. Chris Iannetta will be doing the catching as he pinch hit for Hank Conger and drew the leadoff walk. The Angels just have not been able to do anything with their base runners tonight.
Jepson in the game, 16 strikeouts in 13 1/3 innings pitched. His fastball has been very, very good. 93, 97. He's cut fastball, hard slider.
4, 5, and 6 for the M's. Morales, Ibanez, and Smoke. Kendricks tonight 0 for 3 with a ground down, a couple of strikeouts. Fastball is outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Two no now. Jepson pitched 1 inning Saturday, the 6-2 win over the Yankees. 1 frame and had 1 strikeout. Two and 1. Joe Blanton, 6 2/3, 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 home runs allowed, 11 strikeouts, 2 walks. Downs a third, and now Jepson on in relief.
Second time this year, Joe Blanton has struck out 11 batters in a game, which ties his career high.
Two count. Both teams with 6 hits. Morales goes down swinging. Both teams have stranded 7. So Seattle with one more solo home run than the Angels.
Jepson going upstairs with a fastball to get Morales, a good fastball hitter, to swing and miss.
13th strikeout of the night for the Angels against Seattle.
Coming off a game in which Angel pitchers struck out 11 Mariners last night.
Earl Ibanez 1 for 3 with a home run and a couple of punch outs. 0-1. Couple of lefties tomorrow night. Joe Saunders going for Seattle. C.J. Wilson going for the Angels.
Tough fastball for Kevin Jepson. He's creating a great drive towards the plate off that pitching rubber. Utilizing his strength in his lower part of his body, pushing off the rubber. Great downward action on his fastball.
Kind of slowed everything down on that breaking pitch.
And that's the one thing that Kevin tries to avoid, is not slowing down his arm action on the slider, because he has a very good swing and miss breaking pitch. You can't force that and slow it down.
Here's the 1-2 upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Full count. So from 0-2 to 3-2. Here's a payoff. Ibanez shanks it foul.
Still quick after all these years. Ibanez fastball 96 still turns on it, pulls it foul.
This one out toward left center field, tailing back towards Trout. And on Saturday, the Halos post-game summer concerts return with a country concert featuring Big and Rich, presented by Budweiser in association with K-Frog. Experience the concert up close on the field and purchase your wristband at angels.com/concerts. Yeah. Save a horse. Ride a cowboy. 7:05 start.
Yes. Pirates in town.
Justin Smoke takes down low. So now that would have been perfect symmetry. It's Kenny Chesney's got a new song, right? Pirate something, Pirate Flag or something like that.
Yes. That's a great concert coming into town there too.
Yeah. That's not quite a post-game concert though.
No.
That's an actual
extravaganza.
Exactly. Smoke fouls it off. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Eli Young band in there too.
Here's 1-1. On the corner, 1-2. Smoke 1 for 3 with a home run, a strikeout, and a fly ball to center. Halos in the bottom of the 8th inning have Pujols, Trumbo, and Kendrick coming up. Tom Wilhelmsen starting to get ready. That had been closing games for Seattle, but he has really struggled to play command. Smoke hits one sharply back up the middle, but Ivar was positioned right there. 1-2-3 inning for Jepson. We will head to the bottom of the 8th. The Angels down 2-1. Pujols, Trumbo, and Kendrick coming up. Big A, 2-1 Seattle. New pitcher on for Eric Wedge and the Seattle Mariners. Tom Wilhelmsen comes in place of Oliver Perez, but himself basically a 1-2-3 inning after he walked Chris Iannetta. Gorgeous, a liner, and then a couple of strikeouts. The only 2 strikeouts that the Seattle Mariners have picked up in this game.
Wilhelmsen has a very good fastball, 94-99. Curveball, changeup. Those 16 walks for him. 29 of the 30 innings pitched. Command, definitely a problem for him this year.
He's going to work the 3, 4, and 5 for the Angels. Pujols, Trumbo, and Kendrick here in the 8th inning. Albert 0 for 2. Drew a walk in the 6th inning. Breaking ball is in for a strike.
Pretty good curveball, especially when you're thinking of your pool. If you're looking for a fastball first pitch.
Hit in the air to deep left field. Bushman chasing the ball, gets back, still going back at the wall. Big fly for Albert Pujols. We're tied at 2.
Boy, the machine continues to get hot. For the Angels, driving that ball out. Wilhelmsen challenging with a fastball after the first pitch. Breaking ball, which was solid for him. But Pujols, his 12th home run of the season. 44th RBI.
So here's Trumbo, who homered back in the 2nd. 1 ball, no strikes. Trumbo 1 for 3 with that home run.
Boy, how quick was he on that fastball? Well, that ball was kind of in, too.
Yeah.
Got his hands tucked in and still got the good part of the bat on the baseball. That's the first home run that Wilhelmsen has allowed this year.
He allowed 5 last year at 73 games, had 29 saves for Seattle. And a 2.50 ERA. Charlie Furbush, a left-hander, starting to get ready again. He was pitching or warming up earlier in the game. Breaking ball. Down and away. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Lead-off home run for Albert Pujols to tie this one up at 2 here in the 8th.
It's home run number 487 for Pujols.
Two-one pitch. Trumbo got a good fastball to pull the trigger on, fouled it straight back.
That was nearly back-to-back home runs. Be real surprised if Will Helmsley throws another fastball, more likely a breaking ball here.
Breaking pitch, chopped over to third. Seager's got it. 1 out. So Howie Kendrick will come up now. Howie 1 for 3, had a base hit in the 6th inning.
Well, how quick was he through the baseball there? Pujols fastball in, a firm fastball, but a quicker swing, well out of the ballpark for Pujols.
Right-handed batters coming into this game hitting just 104 on the season against the right-handers. This one's lifted foul and out of play. No 1 count. Lumsden blew his 4th save 6 days ago against the Houston Astros. Still very good stuff, though. 0-1 to Howie. Downstairs. In the air to right. Frankie Chavez over a couple of steps. 2 outs. So tied at 2 here in the 8th. Alberto Callaspo will come to the plate.
Good to see that Joe Blanton will no longer be in position to get a decision after he threw the ball very well tonight.
On Mike Trout, fish hat giveaway. Joe Blanton has spit the hook.
Yes.
Callaspo bounces one softly over to Nick Franklin, the second baseman. And the inning comes to an end, but not before Albert Pujols ties things up. Leadoff home run to start this 8th inning. His 12th of the year, 44th run batted in. He will head the 9th. Knotted up at 2. Ernesto Frieri has been brought in by Mike Scioscia. He will be facing the bottom third of the order, Zunino, Saunders, and Ryan, barring any pinch hitters. 29th game for Ernesto, of course, not a save opportunity. 0-1 record, a 2.79 ERA.
Ernesto, 42 punch-outs in 29 innings pitched. Last time out, pretty solid slider to go along with his fastball, touching 96. That great lateral movement, great deception, hiding the baseball well when he keeps his front shoulder tucked in.
Mike Zunino, the catcher, will lead things off. And looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth inning, the Angels have the bottom third of their order. Ibar, Iannetta, and Borges. Zunino 1 for 3, had a double. In the fifth inning, he yanks that one foul.
That's guessing fastball and getting a fastball and pulling it foul. Pujols got a fastball inside, got his hands in, and drove it out of the ballpark to tie it up at 2.
One ball, one strike. Kevin Jepsen had himself a 1-2-3 eighth inning, including a strikeout. Area, the third reliever used by Socha. Joe Bland pitch into the 7th. 2 outs into the 7th. This was fouled off to the right. 1-2 now. Ernesto closed it out on Saturday against the Yankees. Went 1 inning. 3 punch outs. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss down. He goes, and there's out number 1.
Boy, fastball located perfectly by Ernesto. Get that front shoulder in, drive towards the plate, and hits the outside corner. 14th strikeout of the game for Angel pitchers against Seattle.
There's Michael Saunders, the center fielder, 1 for 2. Picked up a walk into third. Two runs, 6 hits, 7 left on for Seattle. 2 runs, 7 hits, 7 left on for the Angels. Oh, 2.
Changeup. Off the end of the bat. Worked on that pitch a lot in spring training.
Foul back off the mid of Iannetta. The count remains at 0-2. 4 solo home runs in this one. To Baños, Smoke, Trumbo, Pujols. Both teams came into tonight's action with 76 home runs on the season. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Halos, especially with the 21 hit performance last night, raised their team batting average. Prior to tonight, 266, its 4th best now in the American League. On base percentage, 3rd, 329. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're starting to see glimpses of what this Angels offense is capable of doing when they're able to put it together.
And great balance, 1 through 9. Especially when you got Trout leading off and Borges hit number 9. You have speed at both spots. Teoscar with a big game yesterday, 4 hits. Pujols 4 hits yesterday. The big home run to tie it up here in the 8th.
Breaking pitch, got him looking down, goes Saunders. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ernesto, 2 outs.
Well, Saunders was not expecting a slider from Ernesto. Gets one right on the outside corner.
There's Brendan Ryan, the shortstop, 0 for 2. Also picked up a walk. His first plate appearance, that was back in the second. Looks like Wilhelmsen will be coming back out for the bottom of the 9th inning. Nobody warming up for Seattle. This one's out toward right center field. Jason Borges back. Shy of the track. He'll make the catch in a 1-2-3 top of the 9th. We head to the bottom of the 9th here at the Big A. We are tied at 2, bottom third of the order, 2 up. Stick around after the last out. Michael Leaves and Jose Mota will break it all down. Angels Live post-game edition presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Eric Aybar, Chris Iannetta, and Peter Borges, the scheduled 3 batters for the Angels here in the 9th. Wilhelmsen still in the ball game, gave up the leadoff home run to Pujols in the 8th to tie things up, but then retired the next 3 in a row. Trumbo on a ground down. Kendrick on a weak fly ball to right. Callasco on an easy ground ball to second. And Furbush, the lefty, is back up once again in the bullpen. Eric Aybar 1 for 3, a single back into second. First one is a broken bat roller up the line, foul. Eric will have to pick up some new lumber. And an 0-1 count. Cabañas playing shallow in left field. Seager playing in at third. Smoke about even with the bag at first toward the foul line. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball to the right side. There's a base hit. Leadoff man is on board, and Eric Aybar.
You got speed on the bases with Eric Aybar. Wilhelmsen has allowed 4 stolen bases in 4 attempts. Do you have Iannetta squaring around the bunt or give Aybar an opportunity to steal a base?
Iannetta came up in the 7th as a pinch hitter for Hank Conger and drew a walk. So no official at bat for him. Seager playing in. Iannetta showing bunt right off the get-go. And it's a breaking pitch that he takes low. In the dirt, Aybar will advance to second. An overthrown fastball by Wilhelmsen puts the winning run in scoring position.
Just trying to do too much. We talked about it a little earlier. Sometimes you want to go upstairs with a fastball to try to get the batter to pop it up. An overthrown breaking ball looked like from Wilhelmsen once again.
There's not much you could do if you're Mike Zunino or any catcher for that matter. You just hope that the ball stays right by you, and it didn't.
As hard as that breaking ball was in the third, very difficult to do so as a catcher.
2-0 pitch. Breaking ball, taken low. 3 balls and no strikes. Bourjos on deck. Ibar's got to be careful. Brendan Ryan staying close to the bag at second. Halos tonight 0 for 6 with men in scoring position. Now the 3-0. Takes a fastball for a strike, 3-1.
When a count like this, 3-1, I'm going to let Iannetta an opportunity to hit the ball to the right side. He's very good as far as letting his hands stay back in the strike zone, hit the ball to the right side.
Justin Smoak playing in on the grass at first base. Seager back at third, or near the bag at third, and toward the line. And now Iannetta showing bunt once again. And he walked him. So 2 on, nobody out here in the ninth. And an even better bunter, and Peter Bourjos coming to the plate. The only thing, though, that does is that if you do sacrifice here,
you're going to walk.
You're going to walk Mike Trout. Danny Farquhar, the right-hander, has joined Charlie Furbush in the bullpen. Both of those guys pitched last night, as did Carter Capps. Carl Willis and the entire infield talking things over on the mound. Ibar standing at second. He represents the winning run. Iannetta is over at first.
Anytime you have that long of a conversation, you always have to be aware of a potential pickoff put on before you even deliver a pitch. So if you're Eric Ibar, you've got to be prepared to get back to that base. Brendan Ryan tries to sneak in behind you.
Again, Smoak playing in on the grass at first base. Bourjos showing bunt. Wheel plays on. Everyone freezes as they anticipated Bourjos pulling the bat back. That's well played by the Mariners defense. 0-1 count. Peter again showing bunt. Downstairs.
Well, what they're doing on this play is they're forcing Bourjos. If he bunts the ball down the third base line, Seager's going to field that. He's already has his body turned. He's going to throw to third base if he feels there's a chance at a play at that base.
That's where the onus falls on Eric Ibar at second base. Knowing where the defenders are at and being able to take a very good secondary lead, making sure that he doesn't get backpicked somehow. Although Franklin, the second baseman, has been breaking towards first. Bourjos drops a bunt foul, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Staying away from him, almost as if they're forcing him to bunt it to Justin Smoak, the first baseman.
Well, it's not an easy thing to bunt against Will Helmsley. He's wild with his fastball, 94 to 99, and he's got a hard breaking pitch.
Kyle Seager relaying the signs to the rest of his infield. Trout is on deck. Nobody out here tonight. Eric Ibar with a leadoff single. Iannetta with a walk. Ibar had advanced to second on a wild pitch. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball got him looking. 1 out. So Trout will come up.
That's a real good curveball. And why not on this night?
2 for 3 tonight. Couple of singles, a walk and a strikeout. Struck out looking against Oliver Perez. Big lead for Ibar at second. Here's the first one. Breaking ball on the corner. 0-1 count. We'll give him another one of those and just shoot it to the alley in right center field.
Looking for his first career walk-off hit for Mike Trout.
Franklin, the second baseman, trying to keep Ibar close to the bag. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Missed inside. Not by much, if at all. 1-1.
That was a pretty good pitch. See if it catches the corner, and it does.
Fastball hit in the air toward left center field, but playable for Saunders. Ibar will tag and will stay right there. 2 outs. Just got in on the hands enough. Now Eric Wedge is going to go to the bullpen. And Charlie Furbush, the lefty, is going to come in to face Josh Hamilton. So we've got ourselves a pitching change here. Well, Helton working his way, or trying to work his way out of some trouble here. A nice job after the first 2 reads. Struck out Borges and now getting shot at the fly ball to center field. So with 2 outs of pitching change, we're in the 9th. The winning run in scoring position in a 2-2 tie. Runners at first and second base. Charlie Furbush, the lefty, comes on in relief of Tom Elton. Furbush pitched 1/3 of an inning yesterday. Gave up 3 runs, 1 earned on 4 hits and had 1 strikeout.
Fastball 87-92 range, slider, curve, changeup.
And he did face Josh Hamilton. He got him twice. Got him once, pardon me, on a strikeout, a breaking ball. Eric Ibar, the winning run at second base. Very rough night for Hamilton tonight. 0 for 4, 3 double plays and a strikeout. Devine is very, very shallow in left field. First one on the way. Tight. 1 ball, no strikes.
2 for 11 in his career versus Charlie Furbush. But the reality is for Hamlin, it's been a tough night for him, but if base hit, it doesn't matter. It's all that matters what he does now at this at bat.
1-0 pitch. Waves at the off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs, 2 on. The pitch. Breaks the ball again. 1-2.
So you're going to get a steady diet of breaking pitches if you're Hamilton. With 5 career walk-off hits. Try to serve a base hit in the left field. On a pitch away.
Now the 1-2. Breaking pitch down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brendan Ryan, the shortstop, trying to keep Ibar as close as possible to the bag. Shading Hamilton toward the middle anyway. 2-2 pitch. Breaking pitch. Got him swinging. The inning comes to an end. We will head to extra innings. To the 10th we go. Knotted up at 2.
Game summary, how we got to the extra innings here. Raul Ibanez homers in the second, followed up the very next pitch. Dustin Smoke solo shot. At that point, Seattle leading 2-0, but Mark Trumbo with a fastball up in the second inning himself, a solo shot. And Albert Pujols ties it up in the 8th with another solo. So 4 solo shots in the game. All the scoring so far as we enter the 10th inning. It's tied at 2 as Garrett Richards takes the mound against Seattle here.
Top of the order coming up for the Mariners, too. Chavez, Franklin, and Seager. Garrett Richards, a guy that could give Mike Scioscia a couple of innings of work if necessary. 25th game now, 2-3 mark, a 5.18 ERA, 32 strikeouts, 12 walks.
And always the trust in command with his fastball, so important for Richards. Very good slider, very good curveball, changeup.
Hasn't pitched since the Monday game in Baltimore. That was that rain delay. 2 1/3 in that one. Allowed 1 hit. As a matter of fact, threw the ball very, very well in relief. Andy Chavez will lead things off. He's the right fielder, 1 for 4 tonight. A base hit back in the 5th inning, extending his hitting streak to 8 games. Teoscar in on the grass at 3rd. Chavez will look at a strike. Nestor Frieri, by the way, went 1 inning at 2 strikeouts. Little bouncer toward 3rd. Teoscar is there. Throw pulls Trumbo off the bag, but able to apply the tag for the first out. 1 out. And Nick Franklin will be the batter.
Teoscar playing in. If we get that little chopper been a high throw, and nice job by Trumbo to be able to apply the tag going down the line.
Franklin, the switch hitting second baseman, 1 for 3. He taps out with foul at the plate. He's got himself a 7-game hitting streak with that single back in the first. Also picked up a stolen base. One ball, one strike.
Blake Garrett overthrew his slider there.
Over to first. Trumbo's got it. Takes it himself. 2 outs. Danny Farquhar getting ready. Kyle Seager's 0 for 4. A couple of fly ball outs, a couple of strikeouts. Richards delivers a strike.
And that was a very good curveball from Richards.
So 1 on the way. Just off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foul back, 1 and 2.
.97 from Richards. With good movement, both sides of the plate with his fastball when he maintains his mechanics.
Eight pitches thrown. 6 have been strikes. He's retired the first 2. At the bottom of the 10th inning, the Halos have Pujols, Trumbo, and Kendrick due up. Now the 1-2. Breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Too quick with it.
Yeah, that's the thing with Garrett, because of the way he throws across his body, it's very difficult for him to repeat that solid slider of his.
Now the 2-2. This one pulled down the line. This could be trouble. That is a fair ball. Hamilton over to cut it off, does so, but Seager's on his way to second with a 2-out double. 20th double of the year for Kyle Seager, and it keeps the inning alive for Kendrys Morales.
A breaking ball that just stayed over the middle of the plate. And right on the line from Seager.
It's more of that get it over breaking pitch early in the count as opposed to a put away 2-strike pitch.
That one down and in.
Kendrys Morales is 0 for 4. A ground out and 3 strikeouts. One ball, no strikes. Howie out in shallow right field, playing the overshift. It's 2-0 now. Seager with a big lead at second. That's strike 2-1.
They're challenging at 95. Although I wouldn't necessarily want to challenge Kendrys Morales here. You have an open base, even though Raul Ibanez is on deck. He's had a lot of success against the Angels, though. But Kendrys Morales can hit a fastball.
Two-one pitch. 2-2. Morales doesn't like the call. Spins out of the batter's box.
Or just off the edge of the plate.
The last 2 strikes have been borderline. Figure you go back out there again. 2-2 pitch. Just off the plate. Full count now. There's Raul Ibanez, left fielder. Homered back into second. Jeremy Bonderman and Joe Blanton got the start tonight. Bonderman gave up a run in 6 innings. Blanton gave up 2 runs in 6 2/3. Here's the payoff pitch to Kendrys. This one lined to short and off the glove of Eric Ibar. Seager will come in to score, and the Mariners are on top. The dreaded 2-out hit for Seattle. The double by Seager, and Morales gets credit for a single and an RBI.
Well, Morales did a great job as far as staying back on that slider, just went with the pitch. And just off the glove of Eric Ibar and into the outfield, easily scoring Seager. You got a great angle. See how high Ibar had to try to get up to be able to catch that baseball, and just off the top of his glove.
3-2 Seattle here in the 10th with 2 outs. Morales at first. Here's Raul Ibanez. 1-0. Two balls and no strikes. Ibanez with a home run in the second. A couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to left since then. Yoervis Medina. Getting ready. 2-1 now. Medina with a very good arm. Three balls and a strike. Garrett came in and got the first 2 batters rather easily. 2 strikes on Seager. A little hanging breaking ball that Seager pulled down the line for a double. And Morales with the liner off the glove of Eric Ibar. And he had the go-ahead run. Bouncer foul. Full count. Morales will be off with the pitch now. There's Jeremy Bonderman. Nice game for him today. No decision. 4th start of the season. That's usually one of those moments as a pitcher that
you're not quite confident in the pitch you were going to throw. That's all that is, stepping off the rubber.
Trumbo playing back at first base. Kendricks takes off. The 3-2 is fouled back. Pretty good hack there by Ibanez. A swing and a miss. The inning comes to an end, but not before Seattle retakes the lead. Back-to-back 2-out hits. We head to the bottom of the 10th. Pujols, Trumbo, and Kendrick coming up with the Angels down by a run. Bottom of the 10th here at the Big A. 3-2. Seattle is on top. Yoervis Medina comes in to try to close it out for Eric Wedge of the Seattle Mariners. Albert Pujols ready to lead things off. He'll be followed by Mark Trumbo, then Howie Kendrick. Medina, 22 games this year, 1-2 record at 3.18 ERA. He is temporarily taking over the closer's role for Tom Wilhelmsen while he tries to work out his issues. First time we've seen Medina in this series.
Another power arm out of their bullpen, 92-97. Curveball, changeup. Opponents only hit 195 against Medina. 14 walks, though, so he can be wild.
At 24 years of age, native of Venezuela. He's never saved a big league game. Facing Albert Pujols lead things off. Albert tied things up in the 8th inning at 2 with that leadoff home run. His 12th of the year, 44th RBI. And he gets a breaking ball that misses low.
And that last at bat when he hit the home run, Wilhelmsen threw him a first pitch breaking ball, then fastball in, and Pujols hit it out. First pitch from Medina, breaking ball against Pujols.
Fastball high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Medina last pitched on the 15th against Oakland. 1 inning in that one. Issued 1 walk. (2-0) on the way. This one's popped up. Zunino near the warning track. 1 out. So Mark Trumbo steps to the plate with 1 out. Base is clear.
Trumbo hit a solo shot way back in the second inning.
Mark 1 for 4 today with that home run. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th. Trying to pull on the infield as he looks at a fastball for a strike at 96. Seager guarding the line and putting Ryan the shortstop playing at the pull. Smoke off the line at first. Halos certainly had the opportunity to finish this one off in the 9th inning. Breaking ball on the inside corner, 0-2. Rangers getting the first 2 base runners on against Commonwealth Helmsley in the 9th inning. And a single by Ibar, walked Iannetta, but the Borges struck out. Trout hit a fly ball to shallow center field, and then Charlie Furbush came on. That struck out Josh Hamilton. Furbush, the pitcher of record for Seattle right now. Here's the 0-2. Breaking pitch, a swing and a miss, 2 outs. The Angels down to their last out here in the 10th.
Pretty good breaking pitch from Medina. Hard curveball, swing and miss.
Howie Kendrick has a hit tonight, 1 for 4. Single back in the 6th. Howie, it's jammed and fouls it off to the right. Oh, what count?
Here we go, Howard!
Oh, and 2.
And Medina with that good fastball, though, is showing a very, very solid curveball in this inning. 8 pitches thrown, 6 strikes.
Breaking pitch, protecting there. Shoots it into the dugout. Count remains at 0-2.
Well, that baseball was almost in the glove. Zunino. Now he fought off a real good pitcher's pitch.
The Angels have played 25 one-run games this year, and they are struggling in that category. 10-15. Another 0-2. This one grounded to short. Brendan Ryan comes in, got it. And the Mariners take game 2 by the final of 3-2. A 2-out double and then single by Kendrys Morales. The difference in this one.
Boy, Morales, such a dangerous hitter in that at bat. Talking about with that open base. Make him hit a pitch out of the strike zone. End up getting a little bit too much of the plate. A couple solo shots by Raul Ibanez and Justin Smoke got the scoring early for Seattle, but then Morales with the base hit after Kyle Seager had a double with 2 outs. At the top of the 10th, they were able to hold on and win this game 3-2. Joe Blanton did a solid job starting with, ended up with 11 strikeouts for the Halos tonight.
Charlie Furbush picks up the win. He is now 1-3. Garrett Richards takes the loss. He is 2-4. And Yoervis Medina picks up his first major league save. 3-2 the final in 10 innings. Seattle takes game 2. The series tied up at 1. Stick around as Michael Hayes and Jose Mota will break it all down with Angels Live coming up next.